Welcome back to Digital Devil Saga 2, The Sun. Last time we defeated Bat for, yes, very much the final time. Wow, that guy's fought a lot in this series, mostly the first game. They couldn't resist putting a fight in the second game, though. Now it's time to get some more mantra and head into the next layer of the sun, where our next old foe is waiting for us. And by get new mantra, I mean get quite a few new mantra. There are, yeah, we've got a few people who max out mantras. So from here I can go for, maybe I should actually go for, Bolt Master on you. CLO's still working on Bolt God. Gonna hold off on Heat for a moment. Right. Marble Fudine Ice Resist. That will free up a, Karma slot for you. However, I could also go for... Okay, I'm actually just I am a little bit off those. With how much I've seen Power Wave used against me, I kind of want it on my side. And that leaves Seraph. I could take Zundine. So, thank goodness the sun has convenient warp points. That'll actually get a little bit less convenient eventually, but for now it's fine. It's time for the fourth layer, and the gimmick this time is platforms. Lots and lots of moving, floating platforms, like this. It starts out simple, and honestly, overall, it is a pretty simple floor. We get these almost, like, it's almost aquatic, too. Like, it's such a cool final dungeon. Visually, in gameplay, my only real gripe is that I kind of wish it had a few more random encounters, like, in terms of variety. But, we do have something new here. We have Barong. So let's go ahead and get you scanned. Repel, Expel, Drain, Ice, and Elect, Null, Poison, Mute, and Nerve. Yeah, this is basically tailor-made to ruin my current CLO moveset. Weak to Death, Charm, and Panic. Finally we've got a Tentarafu weakness back in play. We also have Jupiter's Fury. I do have the Murder Rock. The problem is I'm pretty sure Gira Makala is going to ruin that. But it may be a small price to pay, potentially. Am I going to go for it? I think I will actually go for it. Yep, Repel. And I only killed one of them. Don't know if that was entirely worth it. Oh, okay, that's nice. I should actually mention that I have, I can just use regular Devour skills. I have swapped out Heat's, Fatal Hunt skill for Consume, just because I feel like with his strength stat, it's gonna be a little bit more likely to devour things. They nerf Fatal Hunt skills too much. Apart from maybe the second tier of Fatal Hunt skills, but, yeah. I don't have, access to those just yet. Wow, CLO hits hard with Boost and Amp. That's why I'm kind of hoping to get, actually, I probably should get... You don't actually have Zundine yet. That's a little weird, honestly. Probably need to work on that with Gale next. Gale's actually going more into Zeo than he is into Zan. I'm just trying to cover his weakness. Alright, you get Dia back. It's much more efficient when I'm exploring. It's kind of like my equivalent of that, that combo that I often like using in Nocturne, having Mana Warp combined with a basic healing skill, which pretty much gives me unlimited healing for a dungeon. So yeah, right now things are pretty linear. That's gonna slightly change. Overall, this floor is not too bad. I say that as somebody who's constantly looking up maps, but I just want these videos to look as clean as possible. I hope these are helpful to people playing through the game. Okay, I can still use the Murder Rock in human form. However, this is actually kind of... Okay, this could be bad. Don't know why I'm making that sound, but, works because I really want the Mind Chargers to die. Oh, that's bad. Xanadu, huh? Thank you for... Thank you for being a big dumb. I like how the enemy's immediately unfrightened at that happening. Okay, that was insanely lucky. I say all these videos look as clean as possible, and then that battle was a complete train wreck. I just realized partway through that it probably would have been more efficient to deploy Argilla in, and then use her Seraph lore. Always remember that you are able to deploy characters in over unconscious party members. So now things get slightly less linear. And by slightly less linear, I mean that this one is just going to take us to a room that is full of chests. And many of these are trapped or have encounters. I remember in my first playthrough, I actually got bodied by quite a few of these. Yeah, this is the room of a bajillion flower chests. And let's see if okay, so the first two should be fine. But number 3 is going to be a trap. MP data, though, is nice to have. Star Sapphire. Now, I think this one's an encounter. No, it's not yet. Olive Branch. So, yeah, Olive Branch is one of the most expensive items that you sell for money in this game. Okay, we don't touch this one, but we touch the circle of 3 around it. But yeah, it's a callback to Fred, the olive branch that his father gave him in, that he had in his notebook. Okay, that one is an encounter. But at the very least, it is one that we have fought a few times before. We should hopefully be able to handle. This time, I think I'm actually going to take out Gira Makala first. And then I can spam the Murder Rock to my heart's content. Probably a much better way to do this than only going for the Murder Rock, while the one that repels death is still alive. Yeah, that's actually the funny thing about, see, in my case it was a bad thing, but normally it would be a good thing. The funny thing about these random targeting attacks is the fact that all of the hits miss the one who's weak to ice. But again, in my case, it would have been totally fine if they'd hit because I have the Hiho ring. And yeah, there's the difference between Mamuda on simply failing to insta-kill and it missing outright. They are separate things. And I think it is impacted by the agility drop from Debilitate. But that time it died. Yeah, this is one of those SMT games where even when they're hitting weaknesses, Hammer and Mudor skills are not that likely to instantly kill. I think the base odds are only like 30 to 40%, so yeah. I forget how much the weakness multiplies it by. It's probably like 1.5 times success rate. I've been playing this series for a while, and I still don't really, I still don't know the exact properties of that. Hi there, Kingu. So yeah, Kingu, most things should work on it, but it does have Ma Revert. Yeah, that's not going to be... Well, Cielo can't be affected by the ailments that he's weak to because of his null skills, but he's not going to take away press turns because that's an almighty attack. How about some skull cleaving? You've certainly got a pretty big skull to be cleaving. Okay, Zio's fine. Yeah, Kingu is really... I do love the demon designs that are just really huge in these 3D models. I think Kingu in Persona Q was required to make Kanji's ultimate weapon. It dropped some kind of tablet that I think was used for that. Can we consume you? Yes, we can. Hopefully the large quantity of armor points there is not lying. Also, oh yeah, that is certainly a large quantity of armor points. Yeah, Heat has AP divide now, because Roland originally had that, but now Roland has passed on his skills to Heat. So in the next layer, these two that are next to each other should both just be traps, so I think we can afford to, well, we can afford to take all these in the sense that there are going to be some that are trapped, but, oh, hi there, Zarndine, okay. Oh boy, I don't like Demon Rage. Thankfully we all survived that. Thankfully you don't repel that. But yeah, we have a new enemy here. I forget if you're allowed to scan trap chest encounters, though. You might not, so for the moment, I'll wait until he shows up as a random enemy, but... Oh, Mitra's weak to just ailments in general, okay. Yeah, it's Mithra. They're very inconsistent about how they spell that, but I think that spelling is still accurate. But yeah, let's just blow up the evil elephant. And now we can afford to... don't actually have my ailment skill, though. You know what? Let's actually use, I'll use medical tool. I still, like, whenever I see Mithra or Mitra, I always remember that description of it from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. That is, Mitra is arguably one of the easiest bosses in Nocturne, not that saying much. Oh, it completely nulls physical, okay, that's good to know. However, it will not nullify this. Yeah, I thought that wouldn't devour you, though. I would really appreciate having Cielo in the first slot in this fight, but as much as you can deploy people in, you can't swap the positions of people who are already in the party. So let's hit you with these poison lasers from above. Okay, good, you died. And it is nice to see Heat get some more action. 60 strength is nice. I do wonder how a full-on strength build on Surf or Seraph would actually end up. I do much prefer Magic, because Magic also impacts MP and healing. But a physical build might still be potentially useful at times. Yeah, a lot of these are enemy encounters. Oh, Thor. Hi there, Thor. Hi there, Crit. Oh, that's actually potentially bad. Thor, don't kill me, please. Thor, don't kill me, please. Oh. Well, that's actually kind of good for Heat, because Heat's now really jacked up on physical attack. Taunt's another one of those skills that's awkward, because you can only stack buffs and debuffs up to 3. So it's like its second stage of paying full MP for half the effect. Thor is weak to Poison, Mute, and Nerve. I don't know if you null physical. Like, I wouldn't put it past them to have Thor null physical. However, I might be able to show this off. I don't think Athena is immune to this. But yeah, there's... Wow, yeah, Athena's definitely not immune to that. Let's see if I can eat Thor. That's a weird statement. Oh, we did! We ate Thor. Nice. And on the person who gives more mantra to everyone on Devours. But yeah, you might... Just look at the items in the top corner. We are getting some good stuff out of the ambush chests. I think this is the last one, and the rest of the chests in this area are all going to be, damage. Dead End, I believe that's a type of ammo. Stone, nice. I already have that for, well, just one character. Well, I guess Cielo can take that. I think the multi-hits mean multiple chances of stone, which would be really nice. Still nowhere near as fun as the whole, multi-strike plus stone, and then combine that with force skills combo in Devil Survivor. That's really fun. Basically, you petrify the enemy and then you insta-kill them. Okay, well, I guess I can scan Mitra. But then after this, I'll probably run, even though we haven't really seen much of Heat in Berserk mode. Wow, the glowing eyes on Mitra's snake look kind of scary here. Anyway, null, physical, gun, expel, and death, strong against all magic, weak to ailments. However, I believe the Balrog's null poison from earlier, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna bail. Even though, in fact, like, this is actually probably a good time to... Nah, I just got that room full of chests, I'm gonna retreat. But yeah, your normal attacks in Berserk mode are Almighty Elemental, so you don't need to worry about enemies that nullify physical, like Gira Makala and, well, he better than nullifies physical, like Gira Makala and, Mitra. But, you know, you do have that chance of missing. Yeah, the demons here are probably just general demon data from the sun. The kind of stuff that infected humans and turned them into demons. And I have no idea why they just give us this random mini-boss encounter with a couple of Pallas Athenas that are just no different to the Pallas Athenas you've been fighting in random encounters since the very beginning of the dungeon. But okay. Honestly, the mini-boss fights in DDS2 are quite strange overall. A lot of them are just a couple of basic enemies from the same, the same encounters as the rest of the dungeon that just aren't really that much of a threat. But okay, finally you have that. Chakra Walk and Max... Not really sure how useful Max Critical will be on her, but Chakra Walk is really nice. Fatal at Max Noise. It's not actually guaranteed, but it's still pretty high. Chakra Walk, MP Restore. Yeah, you have to be in the active party. I thought that would be the case. I guess you don't need Void Force anymore. But yeah, you can't just cheat that by having the MP Walk character in the reserves just to fully restore their MP gradually. This isn't Fuka's abilities from Persona 5, which do the exact opposite. They have you recover SP while you're out of the party. Okay, hitting up this one should send us down a detour that will only lead to some chests. Overall, this place is not that complicated yet. It really only gets particularly crazy on the last floor, but even then, I still overall prefer this as a final dungeon to the Karma Temple in the first game. The Karma Temple was a little bit too insane and convoluted. It kind of followed the Nocturne style of really big tower with some complicated floors. I should probably use these, and we all know who the power data is going to. Seraph! No, Pete. I'll just go Gale and Cielo for the MP data. My days of hoarding stat boosts until the end of the game are pretty much over. I now know that usually in most games, it's more convenient just to straight up use them. Why do they sound like seals? Was it just me, or did the Balinese lion-looking things sound like seals? Once again, it missed the person who nullifies that and didn't rob the enemy of press turns as a result. And Cielo really likes dying to Mudaon today. Okay, I consumed both the Barongs. That should give me a decent amount. There's... Well, that barely gave me anything, but at least Cruel Leader is maxed. Power Wave and Life Gain. Moderate damage. With the way that's often used by the enemy, you'd think it has a high critical rate, but apparently no. And apparently it's weaker than Death Blow, or at least it doesn't have the curse effect. I'm still going to use Power Wave because I kind of want revenge. The enemies have been spamming that against us, and I am very keen to return the favor against anything that isn't Mithra or Girimakawa. Okay, that looks cool. But yeah, the atmosphere of the Karma Temple is alright, but personally I just greatly prefer this dungeon a lot. Just overall design, aesthetics, the music, it's just a great way to end the duology. I wonder if I actually could taunt them. Let's go with Poison Ray and see how much that does with taunt. Okay, yeah, that does do more. Unfortunately, one of the Mithras is still active, and that means it's probably going to Mamuda on me. Actually, maybe it's a good thing that it's still active, because I got a Stomachache. Oh no, Mega Dola. One of the rare times I didn't want it to die to poison, because that way Gale, is stuck with the Stomachache, and doesn't get the AP. And yeah, so here we have, gold chest. What is inside? Another olive branch. Yeah, so sometimes you get the olive branches in just the regular flowers, and other times you get them in the gold chests. I'll see you back at the previous crossroads. Thank you. Gale literally burns through his MP very quickly with this, but it's fun. Ooh. Once again, demon death noises are the gift that keeps on giving. So this is going to lead us to progress. Yeah, I haven't given the demon lore yet of Thor, Mithra, and Barong. Well, I probably should have given Barong. Barong is the counterpart to Rangda in Balinese mythology. Interestingly enough, Shiva is in this game, but getting to Shiva does not involve Rangda and Balrog in any way, one of the rare cases of an SMT game where that happens. Yeah, just like the first game, Heat's low magic means that he does take quite a bit of damage from enemy magical attacks. Yeah, that's definitely a lion noise. Well, Gale is still only level 50. Oh, thank you. I was like, aha, I'm waiting until the next save point to get Heat New Mantra, and it's right here. I think there was a time when Gale was at the head of the party, experience-wise, but, that time seems to have passed. Sadly, Gale is no longer the main character. His subplot with Jenna is over. It just turns into a normal... That is literally the first time I've mastered an esoteric mantra. That should tell you something. Warrior King. Oh, okay. Demon Rage has been pretty scary in the hands of Yuri Mikala. I'll take that. Yeah, there's no, like, expel boost or anything, so there's no real point in getting her down that line since she already has the best expel skill possible. Besides Xanadu, I guess. So you'll get more into covering your weakness. So, as we proceed further into the sun, I thought I could talk a little bit about what I personally think about Digital Devil Saga as a duology and as a franchise. While I give some relevant navigation, for example, this trip here is just for a chest, so pretty quick detour. Uh-oh. Okay, thank you. No, it didn't kill Gale, that's good. Digital Devil Saga is... I hate to be cliche when saying this, but truly a special Shin Megami Tensei spin-off. There's been a lot of discourse around the Persona 3 Reload remake at the time that I'm uploading this video, which is around, which is the same year that came out. This next hallway is kind of strange. We'll actually get where we need to via a roundabout method of taking this platform up, and then taking another one back down to be on the other side of that door. Oh, hi, Thor. That's just such a weird thing to say casually. Let me officially get your scan in. Drain Elec, Null Expel, weak to Poison, Mute, and Nerve. I think Thor being weak to Poison is actually a mythological reference. Like, I know it's not the same as Boulder, but I think it may actually be a real myth reference. Unfortunately, once again, Balrog just happens to null Poison. So the enemy combos in this dungeon are pretty decent at, covering each other's weaknesses. Yeah, that definitely doesn't sound like a seal, but their other voice clips kind of do. Let's, hit you with a, nice... I was not expecting Thor to just go out like a chump like that. Kind of expecting you to have more HP than that, but still. Yeah. And also, speaking of unfortunate things with Thor, Thor does not scream bloody murder every time it attacks, like in Nocturne. I will give Gale a couple of pots, I just said. That sounds kind of bad out of context. But yeah, so I believe you'd have a gap here if you tried to go through that door just normally. There are a lot of changes, though, that Reload made that I do personally agree with, even if many others don't. If Digital Devil Saga were to get a remake, though, I would literally change nothing about the game. I'd just give it fancier graphics. Like, even the voice acting I'd probably want to keep. The voice acting is really good for its time. The only real relic, I feel, is the bunch of, like, Yuri Lowenthal NPCs. I took off your expel skill crap. Okay, I suppose if there was one thing I would change, maybe have some kind of, like, favorite skills, like, section in the menu. So, like, you could save certain skill setups so that you'd be able to quickly swap back to your random encounter setup after you've swapped out your Devour skills and Expel and Death skills for bosses. Because that does become a pain sometimes, so yeah, I contradict myself there. But other than that, perhaps, I really would not change anything about these games. The gameplay is incredible. Really, another Giro Mikala, okay. A Corporal and the Brutes, though. But yes, clearly, the unnecessary data is the stuff that is not the stuff inside you giving you confusion about your identity, it's us. Yeah, that'll work. But, yeah, I do like how they've done some sort of reversal, though, on... I don't believe I have any spell items, okay. Like, reversal on the thing about demons slowly, losing their human, identities. Now we've got the exact opposite happening. We've got natural demons from the sun, or just demonic data, because I presume it works similarly to Shin Megami Tensei and Persona when these are just like the myths of humanity in the collective unconscious given form. But we have this raw demon data from the sun that now is being corrupted by human memories and is getting confused about it potentially being human. And like a lot of these, one of these is just going to lead us to some chests. The battle system is just the perfect combination of simplifying the demon fusion mechanics from mainline Shin Megami Tensei to make it a little more accessible, while also having a great amount of customization and just the excellent press turn system, just the kinds of enemy encounters. The boss design is amazing. Like, I completely love almost every boss in the main game. And the super bosses are also incredible. Okay, forward shot is just very strong with no secondary effects. I suppose, Gale can take that for now. Alright, I forgot to give Thor's demon lore last time, but I mean, you know, I don't want to, you know, talk down to people, sound like I'm talking down to people, but like, I feel like most people these days probably know who Thor is. The main thing to point out that is that Loki is not his brother. Loki is actually Odin's brother in the original mythology. But yes, Thor is the red-haired, that's another thing that many people might not know these days, son of Odin. The god of lightning, thunderstorms, sacred groves, and trees. I didn't actually know that. In Norse mythology and Germanic paganism. Yeah, Odin and Thor and that pantheon was not just from Norse mythology. They're also from Germanic Europe. Which is where apparently 2% of my DNA comes from, according to Ancestry. I'm also 30% Scottish and 30% Irish. Well, I wouldn't say that this battle system had been... Oh, I was hoping you were Jack Frost. It's weird when I actually don't hope for a Moikane. I mean, a Moikane is really cool, but also, yeah, Jack Frost would have been nice to see too. Here's a problem. I actually kind of have to deploy in Seraph here, because Seraph has way more elemental access. Because otherwise, I'm just banking on 1 in 5 shot with Zeo. But I still only get 1 shot if I call in Seraph, so this is probably going to be a disaster. Let's see. Okay, let's try Zeodai. I thought so. You don't even have fire, so... Zan. Okay, yeah. So that encounter was totally pointless, but, it was pretty much going to end up that way. Moikanes in the final dungeon, as I've said, are basically the main source of grinding AP and experience, because once you're in the sun, there is no getting out. You're locked in. Can't really go back to the real world now because we're all dead, and we're now all disembodied solar data. But yeah, even though the battle system could definitely use expansion on, I'd much rather they expand on Digital Devil Saga's battle system in totally new entries. For example, you think I'm going to say metaphor right here, but actually Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Surprisingly, in a lot of ways, Tokyo Mirage Sessions takes off... Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm down! What happens if a wild card is used? Yeah, wild card's almighty damage. I'm gonna have to look up some of these. Well, this one's obvious. It would be Vayu. RCL was funny. That's a boss from Nocturne, which I think is mistranslated. Which one of these is a real fire spell? Aki, Magi, Agi. Okay, don't want to speak too soon, but he's giving me the easy question so far. Oh, here we go, yeah. If you cast Sukukaja 4 times and the enemy casts Sukunda on you once, how many Sukukaja will be active? This requires you to know that there's actually a cap of 3 in this game on buffs and debuffs. So, in this case, if you cast Sukukaja 4 times, you're actually only up to 3. And then the enemy casts Sukunda on you once, that puts you back down to 2. That should be right. Yeah, there you go. Vitalis has witnessed the fury of my blank. Witness the fury of my shadow, that'd be Persona. I mean, all of these make sense, but yeah, it's body. What Hiho skill does Kumhanda use? Rough but get your Rule 34 out of here, please. Dark Bind, it's Black Bind, I believe. How do you spell the Embryon leader's name? Well, it's kind of a pun on both of these, but it's actually Surf. Sakura Rage, he's what ailment? That would be Charm. Last Hiho command on the member list. Okay, of all things, this is the one that I'm going to have to look up, because I kind of forget this. I think Withdraw's last? I want to say Withdraw's last, but I'm just going to look this up just so that I don't end up looking like an idiot by getting this wrong. And also efficiency, because I need to get all 20 right, otherwise I need to get more Jack Frost encounters. Yes, it is indeed Withdraw, which is not a command you want to select by accident, so it makes sense that's last. Adil gave you the hacking disc, the frigid shot, and what else? I think he gave a couple of, like, medical kits or tool, or maybe he gave Brave Rations. See, again, it's 2 medical kits, apparently. They wouldn't give you medical tools that early in the game. What is Jenna's position in the Karma Society? I believe she is the Chief's Director. I'm gonna, again, though, look that up to make sure. Yeah, the enemies keep saying, by order of the Chief Director, a lot. Gale's Hiho habit. Biting his fingernails, sleeping, I believe it's touching his forehead. Angel's Atma is Maelstrom. This is kind of interesting. Yin and Yang is her demon title, or translated as Onmyo in English, but yeah, it's Maelstrom. Which one enables mantra download? The tag ring is what gives you AP. Yeah, it's the hacking disc. When cursed, you become weaker to death spells. Yes, this is indeed true. But what surprised me is it's not true in the first game. What's the Hiho name of Roland's demon form? Okay, that was predicting, it would be kind of cool if it was Rama, but it's Indra. I think Rama's one of the few Hindu mythological entities that's not actually referenced in these games. How much MP does Bufu cost? I want to say Bufu is... Wait, Bufu might be 4. Sometimes... Oh, it's 3, okay. My hunch was right. Sometimes the ones that inflict ailments cost more than the ones that don't. That's definitely true of Persona. Which item doesn't consume... well, it doesn't come in strange objects, treasure chests. Ammo and karma rings are only in the special chests. Yeah, here's one where I'm not entirely sure about the, semantics. Yeah, this says Soma. So I think he's specifically referring to the gold, special chests. Oh yes, this one! I was waiting for this question. Yep, the ship is real. The ship is real, even Atlas ships it. But it's dressing up as Sarah. Oh, another Agila question. That would be Prathivi. Janana. Okay, I actually got them. 60 questions left. So that means I have to encounter you 3 more times to show off the thing, which is probably going to end up in post-game, sadly. My first playthrough, I obviously got them before the sun. You're supposed to get them before the sun. He can show up at any time during the real world, from, I believe, the 3rd dungeon onwards. But yeah, I knew a lot of those questions. I'm kind of surprised, though. I guess it shows how much I know about these games. Okay, another one of these Solar Data bosses. Oh! Oh, hi! Okay, I guess we have non-binary phobic Samael. But yeah, I did not put on Seraphor, which would make this way easier because Samael sucks. Yeah, you're only weak to Expel. You repel a Lek. Null, Earth, and Death. Yeah, you are quite a pain. So in that case, I am going to cleave your skull. For not a lot of damage. Oh, resist physical and gun, okay. So fire is fine. Because you look like the kind of thing that would enjoy being hit by fire, but no. Yeah, fire is perfectly fine. Zeodyne is absolutely not fine. I think poison's okay. Actually, poison was what it was weak to in the first game. Oh, don't kill me, please. Don't kill me, please. Gale is a rock. Okay, Gale's a broken rock. However, let's try and poison rain you again. Okay, good. Well, Gale missed out on the experience. He's my lowest level, but still. The fact that I didn't die and lose my Jack Frost progress is its own reward. But yeah, I was talking about, before I got distracted by non-binary phobic Samael, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. While it doesn't have a press turn system, the fact that you have, I think I just went backwards. Yeah, it doesn't say I've been through here yet. Yeah, this is new. So here, there's nothing to do but go in here. But it does have, like, learnable skills from equipment. It's a lot more restrictive than Digital Devil Saga because every character is locked into one main class and 2 possible promoted classes, which restricts the weapons they can use. But you learning skills from weapons is actually quite similar to both the Magatama from Nocturne and the mantra system from these games. The customizability of the party members, is definitely quite similar to Digital Devil Saga in that regard. And we have a save point, and we'll soon, I think, be fighting the boss of this area. But of course, what also seems to be iterating on the battle system of Digital Devil Saga is Metaphor ReFantazio, which, as of recording this, comes out in, like, about a week and a half, and I'm very, very excited for it. It even has the combo skills, it's got press turns. It's also got, like, kind of the archetypes, in a way, might actually be kind of similar to learning skills off of Mantra, but they're more like a JRPG class system. The reason why I'd rather they iterate on Digital Devil Saga, is that I feel like there's no reason to make a Digital Devil Saga 3. Both of these games and the duology are fine as is. The story is completely finished by this one. And some games I feel should just stand on their own without needing sequels. It reminds me a lot of the game Ghost Trick, which only ever got one game, but basically everyone who played it loves it and don't think it needs any more than that. And I just wanted to get bold. I probably should level up Cielo and Heat before the boss, though. 3 Thors, wow. However, without your Barong there, you are a little weak to poison. And there we go. I am very much hoping for an MP refill on you. No, we get an item. So now it's time to arrange my party for the boss. So for this fight, you want Force and Fire skills, and Boost and Amp for them if you have those. Don't worry too much about buffs and debuffs, because both parts of this boss have Dekadra and Dekunda. You may want Void Earth here. There is a fairly strong fire attack that can end up being used. He just has Argy for fire, but yeah, that's all he's got. And when you see who'll be fighting here, you'll know why I put Heat in the party for this. Though really, it's just going to be mainly Seraph and Gale. Especially, I want to try out Gale's special fire skill on this. If only he had Fire Boost and Fire Amp too. Wait, what? Did they just leave one of Heat's clips in Japanese? I think somebody may have warned me about this. But yeah, that's a thing that happens. Considering he's a special bonus character, I'm not surprised, but still, it's weird.
We have the advantage. Proceed.
It also seems to be at a higher volume than the English voice clips. So something definitely went wrong. That's one more thing that I'd correct if this game ever got remade or remastered. But I'll talk more about how I feel this game should be handled in a potential remaster in the next episode. I think I can afford not to go back and get a new mantra for Argilla. It's weird they put this big hallway right in front of this boss, but let's go. A strange presence can be felt. Let's enter. Yep, it's the return of the Fat Freak. And yep, that is literally what the first game called him. And that's why I had Heat in the party. I do like his design. It does remind me of Garchomp a lot, though. Just like the first game, Rahu is divided between the body and the head. The body is weak to fire, and has a bunch of skills, its most dangerous one being an earth attack to all targets, but it can also buff and debuff and use Dekaja and Dekunda. The head is weak to force. The head is the one that will probably be left at the end of the fight, and it also has Dekaja and Dekunda, but it can also capture people and hold them in place and essentially prevent you from using their press turns. It's annoying. But, okay then, should I... No, I'm not gonna. I said before I wouldn't really bother with buffs and debuffs, so let's go ahead and Mind Charge you, and then hit you with an Archedyne straight in your body with Boost and Amp from Seraph. So, yeah, that's a lot of damage. And now, does the head null fire? Yes, the head nulls fire. So, we need to have them separated if... we would need to take out the head first in order to use... okay. Well, at least Gale can contribute by using Zanmas on the head. That's really the main reason he's here. Didn't really think my Pyrophilgeddon plan through, because by the time we're down to just one target, it'll probably be just the head, and that means we don't have a fire weakness in play. Oh, this is vaguely tempting. I do have the Dekaja rocks, though. Maybe I should actually go for that. Dekaja is actually quite a hard skill to get access to in DDS2. It's on the ultimate Expel mantra. Oh yeah, he does have this now. So I'm really glad that I got rid of his attack bar. Okay, there's Dragon Quake, and he doesn't even telegraph that this time. Nice survival there, Heat. Clearly you want to tear the Fat Freak apart once more. So I'm probably gonna have to heal after this. But I wanted to, you know, hit that body with a big attack while we were taunted. Huh. Oh, actually, no, that's an all-target, so that's also going to be bad in this situation. I think I will actually just go for a Zanma on the head. Heat, you get back into your demon form. And do I have... Oh, I don't have enough press turns for it anyway, even if I did have it, but I don't actually have, I guess I can Meteorama with you. I don't actually have Angelic Grace as a combo. Okay, you're going to do this now. Capturing Heat's not the worst thing in the world. Because he's the last one in my order, so I'll be through most of my press turns by the time we're at him anyway. Rakunda could be a little bit of a pain, but anyway, let's go ahead and Archedyne you... Well, yep, there goes the body. Reunite, but there was nothing to reunite with. And Heat was like, well, that was pointless. And he's the kind of guy who just pretend that never happened. He's just like, yeah, no, I had that totally under control. I was always planning to just, you know... I had him right where I wanted him the whole time. What are you talking about? I feel like I probably should still Dekaja rock him. Who knows what physical attacks he might try against me. Or he could just cancel his debuff. Okay, then. Well, it's probably not going to save him, because now I can just Mind Charge Mazanma him in the face a lot. And by a lot, I mean he's probably going to die fairly soon. No, he's not even down to red yet. I suppose I can put Taunt back up. Only one press turn, though. Yeah. These boss fights are mostly just a showing of how far you've grown since the first game. They're not really that challenging. In fact, this actually does remind me of something I wanted to also talk about. I kind of wish that this worked like the Archangel fights. That you fought all of the Junkyard bosses in a row. Because with the deploy system, like the way that you can bring in other party members in the middle of a fight, The Archangel fight I always found really cool for the fact that it encouraged you to, like, spec your different party members for different angels, and then swap them in as needed as you went through, like, the angels. That could have been the case for here too. Like, they could have just had you prepare your party for facing all of these bosses and then just fight them all in a row. Swap people in and out based on what they're good at. And it would have made these fights maybe a little bit more engaging in the sense that, like, you know, they're pretty easy, but I don't really mind that. So, okay, we mastered quite a few things here. Zundyne, Tempest, Force Amp. That would have been really useful to have during the fight, but oh well. Zeodyne, Jupiter's Fury, and Elec Amp. And Heat now has Bloodbath and Demon Rage. And you now have even more Vitality. I wonder if we will cap Vitality by the end. It'd be kind of fitting to cap 2 stats on the fusion of Serra and Surf. But as always, I'm going to be proceeding until the next warp point, just to register that. What is our reward for defeating Rahu? Another olive branch. Plants are very rare in this world. Well, yeah, there's not much of the world left, given the sun. Speaking of which, here's official art of the sun downloading the Earth. It's amazing. So here we have this guy, James Mason. So all he wanted was for us to give her his message. And for doing that request, we get a Soma. So like I said, it does not matter if you sold the flower that his fiancée gave you. So I recommend selling that as soon as you can, just for the money. Like, really, she wants you to sell it. It's not going against their wishes or anything. So, we've got a new gimmick coming up, and, okay, I'm gonna cut this and put it at the start of the next part, because that'll make more sense. I'm just doing this to get to the save point, and the warp point. So we'll find out what that is next time, but for now, we'll use the node and, okay, we now have access to the ultimate Zeo skills. Sublime Bolts. Before we go, I want to show just how much those olive branches sell for. Yeah, almost. It should have been an even 200,000, let's be honest. But yeah, we're already a millionaire again. And on that note, I will see you all next time as we proceed into the 4th layer. Technically the 5th, because the 1st is just this area, of the sun. I'll see you all then.